An irrevocable trust is commonly used in estate and elder law planning. An irrevocable trust means that once you set up the trust, you cannot change it, with certain limited exceptions. Now, by placing property in an irrevocable trust, technically, you no longer own the property. You have certain rights to the property. For instance, you could set up an irrevocable trust that says, I still have the right to get all of the income from the property. However, as far as the property is concerned, you no longer technically own the property, since the trust is irrevocable. This type of trust helps in estate and elder law planning in several ways. The first way it is helpful is that if someone were to apply for Medicaid or other health benefits, you would be able to receive those benefits, and you would be able to receive those benefits since you no longer own the property. You have placed them in the trust, and you're no longer free to change the terms of the trust. The trust is irrevocable. Another important advantage of an irrevocable trust is that under the estate tax laws, you're taxed on the property you own when you die. But if you give it away, you are not necessarily taxed on it, with certain exceptions. So if I took all of my property and I placed it in an irrevocable trust, and a certain time period has gone by, then when I die, I no longer own that property and there would be no estate taxes. Again, that is one of the reasons why people use irrevocable trusts. There are many other variations of the use of irrevocable trust, but for our purposes and illustrations, the irrevocable trust is widely used for people without estate tax problems, but for people who wish to protect their property in the event they become disabled. Another common use of an irrevocable trust is the individual who lives by himself, is up in years, and his major asset is his home. He's concerned that if he becomes seriously ill, will he lose his home? Will there be liens placed on his home if he has to go into a nursing home? That individual oftentimes will set up an irrevocable trust and transfer the title to his home into the name of the trust. At the same time, the trust will also provide that even though he has given his home to the trust, that while he is alive, he has something called a life estate, which simply means that he has the right for the remainder of his life to live there. And no one could sell the house without his consent until after he dies. By doing this, the individual has effectively placed the major portion of the value of his home in a trust and qualifies him for nursing home care and other medical governmental benefits.